Here we are inside the search area of the data mine, and let me begin by giving you a little tour. There are 4 sections to this part of the data mine, and the top one is the search settings area. And there are only 4 items in here that you can do. First is you name your search. And this is handy because you could go into the searches area and you can save your searches so that you don't have to reprogram them every time. You can come back to them over and over again. So you'll give it a name that's unique and that's identifiable for you. The total is how many records you'd like to return. Here we have a default of 1,000. You want to try to keep this at the lowest number possible so it doesn't take so many resources to generate the results for you. Offset is what record you start at. So the first time you run a search, you'll start it as 0 offset. But let's say we do a search and then we want, let's say, another 1,000. Well, you don't want to get the same 1,000 results, so you would change the offset to begin at 1,000 or 1,001, and that'll give you a new set of results. And then the last part down here is the output columns. And you can see that there are a number in there by default. However, you can click in here and you can add in other fields if you desire to have those in there. And that'll be included in your spreadsheet when you actually download your database. Now, the next part is the search builder. And this is the really important part of it because you're selecting the criteria upon which the data mine is going to return results for you. So in here, you can select the different fields that you want to search, feed, title. Are you going to search on city, state, zip, gender? Whatever you choose in here, you can select. Then the operator area is what kind of result do you want? Do you something that equals that particular value? Do you want it to not equal it? It's a Boolean search that'll allow you to dive down into the data mine and get what you want. And I'll do an example in a couple minutes here. Live sample is where you'll actually see results, so you can kind of scan the results to see if it's returning what you'd like. And then if it does return what you'd like and you'd actually like to download the file, you can select to download it and your downloads will appear in the download section. So that's the overview of how the data mine search settings work. Now let's go through and do a search. We're going to start by naming our particular search. Why don't we do a search on, let's say, senior executives? So we'll name our search Senior Executives. We'll do 1,000 of them. Let's just look at the output columns. I think this is fine for now. I'm going to click Update. All right, so now it'll save us. So now let's go through and build our search criteria in the search builder. So the first thing that we're going to want to focus on is are these leads going to come from? Let's do a specific feed. So I'm going to click the feed search. We'll use the equal operator and we'll see the feeds that are available. Since we want B2B leads, there's a number of different ways of getting at them. B2B is one, Biz is another, LinkedIn is another. Let's just start with B2B as our feed. And let's add another search criteria. And let's say we want to go to the title. And we want the title to be, let's say, CEOs. So we'll just say CEO there as the title. We'll click Update. So now we have the building blocks of what our search is going to be. And we're going to run it. So we're going to click the blue Run Sample button. And here we go. We can see the results. They're all coming in from the CEO title. And we can click around and see if this is a good list for us. Now, you could run as many queries as you want, and it does not affect the amount of credits that you have. That's just run samples, look at the data that's there. Does it look good to you? If so, and you want to actually download that, and you'll get the full data, not where the content is blocked out for privacy reasons. And I could go in and I'm going to click Download. So I'm going to click the download button, and it says we're going to deduct the credits from your account. Yes, I want to go through it. and it'll go through and it'll do this. Now you can see down here it's queued, and we need to wait a little bit of time for it to process. So I'm going to push pause on the recording, and I'll come back in a second. And here we are. You can see it took about a minute, and now it's all completed, and that file is ready to download to our computers. So let's just click the download button, and what'll pop up is where do we want to save this to our drive. So we'll just save this here, and I'll just open it up, and you can see here the data is all in there, ready to go. In this example, let me show you how the feeds can work to help you get at specific kinds of data. In this example, let's say we're looking for homeowners in the state of Florida. So I've named the search homeowners. We've got 1,000 of them. The output columns offset are all fine. Let's come down here. We're going to go to our feed, and we're going to look for our feed that is homeowners. We'll select that, and we need it to be in the state of Florida, so I'm going to click state. Search field. We'll go to state. We'll type in FL for the state of Florida. Click update, and then run and see what the sample looks like. And there we go. Here we have all sorts of people in the state of Florida as you go. Now, let's say we didn't want just the state of Florida, but we wanted in the state of Florida, but in Orlando, as an example. Well, we could add a new criteria, and we come down here, we go to the city, and the city is going to be Orlando. We'll click update, run that sample, and now you can see we have all records of people in Orlando.